हेलो एवरीवन एंड Menace The Monk पे वापस स्वागत है। बहुत स्पेशल लाइव है क्योंकि अंकित हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं। हमारे संवाददाता, चेल्सी संवाददाता अंकित जुड़े हुए, ऑलमाइटी ब्लूज एफसी चैनल तो आई एम श्योर आपने देखा होगा। इफ यू हैवंट सब्सक्राइब, पहले ही बता रहा हूँ, ड्यूरिंग द कोर्स ऑफ द वीडियो बताते रहूंगा, प्लीज डू सब्सक्राइब। Ankit is a huge Chelsea fan. Nidhi, of course, is here, and the reason that we three are here and Nitika is going to join us in a bit is because of the League Cup final, the Carabao Cup final, Chelsea versus Liverpool. Straight up, Ankit, how would
हाँ
it
भाई।
feel? How would it feel if you get this win? What does this trophy, what does this tournament mean to you?
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यार बहुत एज इन काइंड ऑफ थैंक्स फॉर हैविंग मी। और बहुत ही स्वीट वर्ड्स है। इट्स लाइक बकरे को हलाल कर रहे हो इन लिवरपूल चैनल, लाइक एक अकेला चेल्सी फैन। लेकिन जस्ट फॉर एवरीवन आउट देयर, बिफोर आई काइंड ऑफ आंसर दैट क्वेश्चन जो मानस ने पूछा है, मैं तो डेफिनेटली बोलूंगा यार, ऑलमाइटी ब्लूज एफसी इज अ फैन चैनल फॉर ऑल टू सी। और मैं पहले फुटबॉल फैन हूँ एंड देन ऑफ कोर्स चेल्सी कम्स फॉर श्योर। लेकिन हाँ, लाइक हैविंग सेड दैट, लीग कप, लाइक as a Chelsea fan, it is very close to me क्योंकि one of the first cups जो redemption of Chelsea जो था in 2005 was the League Cup. It was the start of big things to come. हाँ, मतलब that was basically the nature of how the tournament is. पहले खेला जाता है compared to other tournaments, cup final. और वो एक momentum मिला उस season में, एक belief मिला था हमें, and that is something that we have carried on over the years. Traditionally, I know unlike Liverpool, हमने बहुत ही महत्व दी है League Cup को. So that is something that I take pride in. And for me, I remember that one episode, yeah, John Terry just putting his head, I think it was Diaby, was it? Arsenal में जो हुआ था 2005, sorry, Cardiff में हुआ था ये match against Arsenal. So that those are some scenes of cup finals में हो चुके हैं लीग कप में, and you don't forget such scenes, especially आप grow up करते हो उन years में. And I really feel that this is something that will hopefully give us more confidence with the English cups में we haven't done well more recently as a Chelsea football club.
Nidhi, when it comes to English cups, हम तो और time से we haven't done anything. I think this is a final domestic cup final for us, Nidhi, after 6 odd years.
यार ये हम लोग कल अंकित के चैनल पे थे एंड दिस इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट वी सेड, दैट इट इज सच एन एलियन टेरिटरी फॉर अस कि हमने तो कभी डोमेस्टिक कप्स को इंपॉर्टेंस ही नहीं दी है। अभी फाइनल में आ गए हैं एंड यू नो वी आर प्लेइंग अ वेरी गुड साइड।
अंडर क्लॉप नहीं दिया,
अंडर क्लॉप नहीं दिया। तो अभी इट्स सडनली वेरी रियल दैट वी आर हियर नाउ। अभी इट्स यू हैव टू विन इट। अभी सडनली वो प्रेशर फील हो रहा है बिकॉज लेस्टर के गेम में भी, आर्सेनल के गेम में भी, आई डिडंट फील दैट प्रेशर। आई वाज लाइक हार गए तो हार गए, ठीक है, फर्क नहीं पड़ता है।
That's so true, Nidhi.
अभी देयर इज दैट प्रेशर दैट नाउ वी हैव टू प्ले चेल्सी एंड चेल्सी आर अ डिफरेंट बीस्ट, स्पेशली व्हेन इट कम्स टू प्लेइंग लिवरपूल।
मेरे को अंकित एक बात बता कि ओके, अखिलेश का क्वेश्चन आंसर कर देता हूँ। देखो, rivalry aside, Everton तो हमारे भाई है ना। At the end of the day, of course we'll support Everton today.
Of course, and Lampard is there for me as well. मतलब मैं चाहूँगा यार वो रहे.
Of course. Probably Lampard will have his third stint at Chelsea in a few years' time. But I wanted to ask you, Ankit, what does Liverpool versus Chelsea mean to you?
See, as in मतलब again, मतलब we have to go back in history क्योंकि yes, आप बोल सकते हो it was always Liverpool United historically आप जाते हैं लीग में। लेकिन I think in a strange way, राफा बेनिटेज और जोसे मोरिन्यो के बीच में जो हुआ था, right, those kind of matches, Champions League football, goals goal, मतलब वो एक अलग ही लेवल का मतलब rivalry था। In a strange sense, we despised each other, literally despised each other. एक समय आ गया था where we couldn't kind of stand the other team. And I think Gerrard as in he defines Liverpool. Everyone would agree, right? Everyone watching. So Gerrard का basically Jose Mourinho, trying to tap him. वो जो हुआ था उस समर में with Rafa Benitez, Jose Mourinho and Gerrard, and Rafa Benitez was Jose Mourinho, press conferences. That entire decade ना एक मतलब एक define कर दिया था कि this is something that would be the future of football in England. फिर आई Man City and yes, Man City have taken over in terms of English leagues, in recent seasons. Lekin, I think it's always been like, again, no disrespect to Manchester United fans if there are any watching, but the fact being that it's always been Liverpool, Man City, and Chelsea in the more recent years. I know Leicester एक season के लिए थी, like, so it's really more like, yeah, from the past जो हुए थे off field issues plus recent जो on field rivalry है, it has built up so much. और वो बोलते हैं ना, मतलब यहाँ पर कुछ ना कुछ बाकी, पिक्चर भी बाकी है, put it that way, like, अभी there are things, Lampard और Klopp, I think sidelines में, I really remember lockdown के समय, when Liverpool won the league, तो we haven't got to a conclusion, अभी हुआ नहीं होगा conclusion, so this feels like something like Liverpool Chelsea always has that thing, एक है, in the match कुछ ना कुछ होना है, मतलब some drama has to happen.
That's so true. Some drama has to happen. And Nidhi, ये राफा वर्सेस जोसे की बात कर रहा था तभी. ये हाय नितिका.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us, Nitika. Nitika, first of all, we'll get to more deep discussions about the game. मैंने ये अंकित को एक क्वेश्चन अभी just पूछा था. Just what does Liverpool versus Chelsea mean to you? ये गेम का importance क्या है for you?
For me, it's winning a silverware. That's it. I'm not giving it much importance right now because I think that I just need the silverware, be it with any team, be it against any team. अगर Man City भी होता इधर, I wouldn't care. I just want to win that silverware. So I'm not giving the importance to Chelsea, but I'm giving the importance to the silverware. I just want that trophy, and I want
But
it this early in the season.
the fact that final is against Chelsea, that's why I'm
Yeah.
asking कि जब लिवरपूल चेल्सी को खेलता है, what is that feeling? Because Ankit really described well before you came that एक एरा था राफा वर्सेस जोसे, फिर जेरार्ड वर्सेस लैम्पार्ड, कैरेगर वर्सेस टेरी, जो टेरी बहुत बेटर था, but बाकी सब तो debatable topics at that point of time. So what does Liverpool Chelsea mean to you? Not when it comes to just the game.
All right, it's a feeling. It's that feeling where when you win against a competitor, you know what it means. So या तो अगर हम इसको सिर्फ एक ट्रॉफी के जैसे देखेंगे कि हाँ यार ये ट्रॉफी जीतना है, एक बहुत अर्ली इन द सीजन तुमको एक सिल्वर प्लेयर मिलेगा, दैट्स गोइंग टू गिव अ लॉट ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस टू द प्लेयर्स, एंड देन कॉन्फिडेंस मिलेगा, मोटिवेशन मिलेगा टू गो अहेड इन द कंपटीशन एंड win other trophies. But if you're not looking that from that point of view, like I mentioned before, then I'll say that this is a feeling to win this one. तो जैसे अंकित एंड ड्रॉग बाबा ने भी ये बोला था मेरे चैनल पे कि एक ना एक बदला चाहिए उनको, बिकॉज दे वर द बेटर टीम इन बोथ द गेम्स दैट दे हैड रिसेंटली, अगर हम रिसेंट बाइस की बात करें. बट आई फील दैट लिवरपूल हैज बीन टॉप नॉच, बिकॉज अगर हम कंसिडर करें फ्रॉम द स्टार्ट ऑफ द सीजन, everybody thought ki who is going to win this season? It's going to be Man City, it's going to be Chelsea, it's going to be Man United because of the signings that they had, and we signed just one player, Konate. So nobody really thought that we are going to be in that top level, जो हमसे कोई threatening feel करेगा. And if that is happening right now, and I think that is one of the teams that is Chelsea, so उनके against ये जीतना is a feel. It will give you that feel. अगर कोई और टीम होती शायद वो ना मिलता, but just because we are competing against a very good competitor who are the European champions, by the way, तो इसीलिए I think this is ये जो fixture है ये और भी important बन जाता है.
अच्छा,
I totally agree. निधि, वो लाला ने क्या लिखा था? Percy feel we are winning against Chelsea because of the confidence we are riding on. Chelsea is not in good form right now. निधि, तेरा ओपिनियन अबाउट लिवरपूल चेल्सी इज वेल, क्योंकि हम लोग देख, हम तो इंडिया में, हम तो माइल्स अपार्ट हैं. I mean, you and me have been fortunate enough to watch a game at Anfield. We've traveled थोड़ा बहुत to watch Liverpool play. We have realized कि वहाँ के लोग कैसे हैं, और this is also a very political battle. You think about Tories versus Labour, like right versus left. It's literally like that, Nidhi. So this game is so important to the people there.
Yeah, so of course there are two aspects to this. One is of course the fact that it is very much a modern rivalry. Liverpool and Chelsea are not historical rivals, right? We are not. But with like Ankit said, with Roman coming in, and it was literally a game between Liverpool and Chelsea that Roman Abramovich was watching, and Chelsea ended up winning, so he went ahead and purchased
Chelsea.
Chelsea, right? So it goes back to that kind of a history, and of course with Gerrard, the ghost goal, the Gerrard transfer saga, Rafa Benitez then going and managing Chelsea, the semi-finals, the finals, there is a lot that has been packed in the recent history. And I think this is a rivalry that we also feel, because we are, even without being locals, we feel because हमको वो feel आती है, because we interact with a lot of Chelsea fans. Some of our
हाँ
closest friends are Chelsea fans. But when it comes to football, and Ankit was right, there was a time where we hated each other's guts when it came to football. But of course,
yeah
वहाँ के लोगों के लिए it is very very personal, because Liverpool, if you go to England, Liverpool feels like a different country. As does West London, honestly, right?
हाँ हाँ
So it is very much personal. It is more. Matlab, what Nitika said is very right, and I agree with that in terms of this being a silverware that motivates us. But I think it is a little more than that, because it is Chelsea. It is a little more than that for us. I'm sure it is for Chelsea because it is Liverpool.
Hmm.
अंकित एक मेरे हिसाब से एक अननेसेसरी राइवलरी क्रिएट हो रही है योर्गन क्लॉप वर्सेस टॉमस टुकल की, ठीक है? ये लेगेसी की बात आ रही है. Before I say anything about it, what is your opinion about this so-called legacy rivalry and जो भी पब्लिक को बोल रहा है about Klopp and Tuchel? Where do you stand in this, Ankit?
मतलब इट्स एक्चुअली एन इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी. मतलब आई एम नो पर्सन जो है ना, जो रीड करे बॉडी लैंग्वेज एंड ऑल दैट, लेकिन जस्ट गोइंग बाय द प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंसेस जब क्वेश्चंस आते हैं ना अबाउट क्लॉप टू टुकल, there is a different expression. Like, I'll be very honest कि मतलब he is not like as in laid back, like the calm. he मैंने कल ही बोला था यार, as in Tuchel is one of the best when it comes to handling the press, handling as just people. लेकिन with Klopp there is basically an edge to it. मैं वो तो definitely बोलूंगा. Maybe आप बोल सकते हो क्योंकि see, Klopp kind of got Dortmund to what it was few years ago. Let's be honest. लेकिन Tuchel kind of took it over. लोग Tuchel को इतना क्रेडिट नहीं देते क्योंकि saying that okay, Klopp was the one who actually built a youngster like Pulisic, Dembele हो गया, but Tuchel played the season, or he didn't really win something big. Maybe that was something that was there, maybe for the media. उसके मन में अब वही जाने, मतलब that is something unanswered. And then obviously coming to England now, Klopp, as much as he's done wonderful Liverpool के लिए, I'm sure Liverpool at any cost you wouldn't let Klopp go at this point in time. Let's be honest, right? लेकिन Tuchel in a strange way पहले ही साल में इतना सारा मतलब he's achieved, so there are a lot of questions that have risen that okay, as in has he overtaken Klopp in what he brought, or German kind of background भी है, so there's a lot of kind of overlapping things, or I don't know, fortunately or unfortunately, fortunately for people who just like the drama, or unfortunately for just the two of them, like Tuchel actually went on saying that actually we don't speak to each other so much. So I don't think there was a necessity to say such things. That kind of tells me that there is actually an edge which has been created. जो ये हुए है ना, जो भी हुए last few years में, that has been created over the years. लेकिन again, like I said, there is unfinished business वहाँ भी, and hopefully like they'll probably as in meet on good terms and everything. I don't think there's as in any kind of rivalry major, लेकिन हाँ, there is certainly something to it, and let's see, as in hopefully Tuchel gets a better of Klopp. That's what I would hope. लेकिन knowing Klopp, I think वो उसका बाप है. Klopp is बाप of Tuchel. Let's be honest. I'll have to admit there.
Nitika, what do you have to say about this? Sorry, Nidhi. Sorry, please go ahead.
No. I'm saying before we move forward, guys, whoever is watching in, first of all, thank you so much for joining in. Really appreciate you guys taking out time on a weekend on Premier League Day to watch our content. But thoda like karoge, if you share it with your friends, the channel will grow, of course. Both Ankit and Nitika have their own channels. Their channel names are mentioned here: IndieCop and Almighty Blues. Um, I've been on both. Manas has been on both of them. Fantastic channels. Some of my best content these guys put out. Make sure that you subscribe to them as well. It is really, really, we would all really appreciate it. And while you're here, if you've not subscribed to Menace the Monk, that is going to be absolutely amazing for us. Yes, Manas, you can continue. Just wanted to plug that in.
I'm just seeing कि Watford are 2 minutes away from getting a point against Manchester United, bro. Like, और आई थिंक आज ओले का बर्थडे है, तो मतलब क्या ट्रिब्यूट होगा, मतलब मैं यही सोच रहा था। एनीवे, बट नितिका, ये लाइक मेरे को बहुत ही अजीब लगता है व्हेन देयर इज दिस राइवलरी क्रिएटेड बिटवीन टुकल, सॉरी, द लेगेसी फैक्टर बिटवीन टुकल एंड योर्गन क्लॉप, बिकॉज योर्गन क्लॉप की जो टीम थी, जो उसको मिली थी, और टुकल को जो टीम मिली थी, वो बहुत ही डिफरेंट थी, राइट नितिका?
See, we had almost a 30-minute conversation on this topic yesterday on my channel, and this is the exact thing because I read somewhere on social media, because social media is everywhere that people are reading news these days. So social media पे मैंने पढ़ा that what Klopp won, that Super Cup, Champions League and everything, Club World Cup, Tuchel did the same things, but in 9 months. And the time taken by Klopp is like way more than that. But you have to agree to one thing that we have FSG as our owners. अभी मैं उनके against कुछ नहीं बोलूंगी. They gave us Luis Diaz, and I'm quite happy with the team and the build that we have in the squad. And जिस तरीके से हमारे academy players निकल के आ रहे हैं, देखो FSG को credit देना पड़ेगा उस चीज के लिए, because that's what we are seeing now. Trent, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, then everybody that we have, even though Harvey Elliott Fulham से लिया, but still the development in the academy, I think it's very very good and appreciable. तो जो स्क्वाड हमको क्लॉप को दिया गया था और वहां से लेके अब तक जो चीज उसने बनाई है वो वर्थ मेंशनिंग है. व्हाट टुकल गॉट फ्रॉम चेल्सी, वो फ्रैंक लैम्पार्ड ने ऐसा दान दिया था कि देखो मैं तुमको ये सारे प्लेयर्स दे रहा हूँ, तुमने इन प्लेयर्स को बस यूज करके एक टीम बनाना है और उनको खिलाना है. अब एक अच्छी चीज टुकल की है कि ही कुड यूज दोस प्लेयर्स, ही कुड गेट द बेस्ट आउट ऑफ देम. एकदम मिड सीजन में ज्वाइन करके ही टुक देम ओवर इन चैंपियंस लीग जिता दिया. वो प्रेज वर्दी है, because see, Pep is trying so hard since very long and not able to do that because of overthinking or whatever. But Tuchel did that. So I'm not saying that Tuchel कम है, Klopp ज्यादा है, कुछ भी नहीं है. दोनों अपनी अपनी जगह पे हैं. But when it comes to it, you can't say that just because Tuchel did in lesser time, तो Klopp का जो भी victory रहा है वो worth नहीं है. Because considering उसको जिस तरीके का स्क्वाड चाहिए, जिस तरीके के प्लेयर्स चाहिए, जितना टाइम चाहिए उनको डेवलप करने में, आज हम रॉबर्टसन को वर्ल्ड क्लास बोलते हैं. जब उसने हल सिटी से लिया था कोई उसको वर्ल्ड क्लास नहीं बोलेगा. जीनी वाइनाल्डम को पीएसजी में बेचा है, बार्सिलोना वांटेड टू बाय. तो अगर जीनी वाइनाल्डम जैसे प्लेयर को कोई पहले नहीं लेना चाहेगा, बट जो क्वालिटी उनमें दिखा अभी वो जर्गन क्लॉप की वजह से दिखा. जर्गन क्लॉप के अंदर डियोगो जोटा हैज बीन परफॉर्मिंग द वे ही हैज बीन परफॉर्मिंग, बट टीमो वर्नर ने अभी तक वो अपना जो एक मोमेंटम है वो नहीं पाया
नजर
है
मत
अभी.
लगा यार, पता चला फाइनल में कर दिया कुछ उससे.
See, you should not ask these questions before the game. You should not ask. सारे Chelsea 22 questions पूछने चाहिए
मेरे
ना
को थोड़ी
before the
पता था
game.
तो
Let's
अभी
do
चेल्सी
that.
के हर प्लेयर पे चली जाएगी.
कोई नहीं,
चलो
मैं
यार.
भी रेडी शेड पहन रहा हूँ. इट्स ओके.
No, no, I totally understand what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, see, I really like Tuchel as well. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But मेरे को comparison और ये legacy वेगेसी बहुत बकवास लगता है. I think it's just so stupid to compare what they both have done differently. Nidhi, let's talk about the game. Of course, the game is less than 24 hours away from now. Kelleher is going to start. That's for sure. Firmino is out for sure. Jota शायद से bench पे होगा. How are you feeling, Nidhi, heading into this one? थोड़ी like रवि शास्त्री वाला moment हो रहा है, फट रही है already, या क्या हो रहा है?
यार ऑब्वियसली मतलब फाइनल है. देयर इज we are going to play Chelsea, who are a fantastic side, so obviously there is nervousness. um
Is this the most important game so far this season?
yes, and after that it will be West Ham, and after that it will be
You're talking like you're talking like
Pep
Jordan
haters.
Henderson now.
Pep haters. No, 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 no. Honestly, yeah, I totally believe. Look, what happens is, it is like I said, motivation, everything comes into the picture. But one loss, and your entire mentality can go for a toss. Right now, Man City has lost one game, and suddenly, there are interviews about, oh, but they have to play at Etihad. So those are signs of cracking, right? Um, and it's, see, losing is a habit, and so is winning. So I'd rather win this, but obviously, thoda stress to hai. We are playing a very good side, and they are out with a point to prove, right? Because this season we've played them twice. Um, I One could argue that they were the better side in both the games. I don't think so, but anyway, one could argue that. But they have a point to prove as well.
अंकित, ये लीग कप का फाइनल हमेशा ना सीजन के बीच में होता है. ओके, लाइक द
Right.
सीजन नॉट ओवर, लाइक चैंपियंस लीग का फाइनल एंड में होता है, एफए कप का फाइनल एंड में होता है. सो मेरे को हमेशा लीग कप का टाइमिंग अजीब लगता है. Like the final is between the season. We both our sides are in the round of 16 comfortably. We should progress to the quarterfinal of the Champions League. हम लोग title race में हैं. You guys have an outside chance of still probably having an impact. FA Cup में I think you guys are still there. So मतलब ये timing, the importance of this apart from the silverware, what is the importance of this?
देखो, मेरा एक आई डोंट नो एक फंडा है अबाउट लीग कप. लाइक इंग्लैंड में ऑब्वियसली यू हैव सो मेनी गेम्स दिसंबर जनवरी में. इट्स लाइक जैम पैक्ड एकदम, बैक टू बैक गेम्स है. एंड देन यू हैव दिस लीग कप सेमीफाइनल्स, 2 लेग सेमीफाइनल्स जो होते हैं ना, दैट हैपेंड आई थिंक फ्यू वीक्स अगो. फॉर मी मतलब दैट विल बेसिकली एक इट्स अ हेल्प टीम्स के लिए फोकस करने के लिए, बिकॉज वी वर टोटली लुकिंग जेडेड. हम तो लाइक लिटरली लास्ट 2 महीनों में हमने टाइटल निकाल दिया. मतलब दैट इज समथिंग इट वाज आस्क्ड टू लूज December 1st में, and then we've actually given it away. लेकिन in a strange way, those 2 matches that we had against Spurs, again because it was Spurs, आप बोल सकते हो we were up for it. Spurs मतलब sorry about Spurs fans, लेकिन यार honestly you were not even Spurs in those games. Let's put it that way. But the fact that एक motivation even बढ़ जाता है and you actually focus back on the game. So in a strange way, मेरे ख्याल से help करता है season में. Not just basically it's about the timing is kind of weird, especially final का being actually few weeks away after the semi final. वो एक चीज बोल सकते हो, लेकिन यार it's actually the occasion, like you said Manas, about in England things are very different, like how people perceive in terms of cup finals. और एक occasion है, it's like for families to get together, they build up towards it. It's actually in Wembley. It's great that we are seeing it Wembley. I know there is an argument कि यार ये Cardiff में होना चाहिए and maybe FA Cup final should be in Wembley because of again people who followed in 2000s. लेकिन for me यार Wembley has a lot of history. So in a strange way मतलब it is an occasion where everyone wants to build up to it, or glorified है. But if you keep it like around the FA Cup final, what is the point? Then एकदम ही मतलब महत्व कम हो जाएगा. So for me it's very important कि यार it is standing out in between basically something जो बहुत important नहीं है, so that teams are able to focus as much as compared to the other cups. So I would say like as in bring it on. Like more the cups the merrier as a fan. लेकिन for players I don't know what to say. Only thing motivation again is about them playing a cup final. But बहुत सारे games होते हैं in the middle of the season, especially playing a final. But that's where the squad comes in, right? So it's a great opportunity for, like you mentioned, Keller, and we have a few players जिन्होंने prove किया है in cup competitions. They get a chance. So it's definitely a win-win at the end of the day.
केलर के बारे में बात की थी नितिका. आई थिंक ही स्टार्टिंग फॉर श्योर. निधि कल बोल रहा था दैट देयर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी दैट maybe he feels maybe Origi या Minamino start up front, उनमें से एक. What do you think should be the lineup or will be the lineup? Should and will दोनों अलग अलग करते हैं.
Alright, will be the lineup के बारे में पहले बात करते हैं. तो will be the lineup के हिसाब से Kelleher होगा, because I think वो काफी openly बोल दिया है कि it's going to be Kelleher starting in the match, right? So Kelleher होने वाला है, then Trent, Konate, Virgil van Dijk, Robertson, backline में. I think that we are going to start with Konate. I have a strong feeling, I don't know why, but I think that we're going to start with Konate. And then it's going to be Henderson, Fabinho, Thiago, and up front we are going to have Salah, obviously, Mane and Luis Diaz. I think this is the team that we are going to see. But what I want the exact same team, but I would like to have Keita in the midfield for the first 45 minutes, and then at 55th minute I would like to bring Hendo in. No matter how the game is, but I want Hendo
Why?
to be there.
How can you plan a substitute without knowing what is happening in the game? Like, why that time mark?
Exactly. See, one thing that I know is that what Keita brings to the table is I need that creative playmaker in that midfield. what Thiago is, he's going to be that box to box midfielder, destroy karega, and then also will do the number 8 work, and number 6 का थोड़ा mid वाला काम करेगा, creative playmaker हमको चाहिए, Fabinho defensive midfielder का काम करेगा. But जो ये गेम है ना, ये मिडफील्ड में जीता जाएगा, because जनवरी में जब ये गेम हुआ था, we were totally outplayed and outclassed by Chelsea in that midfield. तो जब कीटा अगर हम वहां पे खिलाएं फॉर फर्स्ट 45 मिनट्स एंड जस्ट सी व्हाट ही डज देयर, बिकॉज वो थोड़ा अनप्रेडिक्टेबिलिटी लेके आएगा, प्लस वो डिफेंसिव ड्यूटीज भी बहुत अच्छे से करता है, हिज इंटरसेप्शंस, टैकल्स, एंड देन गोइंग फॉरवर्ड इनटू द गेम, हिज प्रेसिंग सो गुड. और अगर आप अब तुम कीटा अवेलेबल है, हम बोलते रहते कि कीटा अवेलेबल नहीं होता है, मैचेस में काम नहीं आता है, अब जब है अब यूज नहीं करेंगे, फिर इंजर होके बैठ जाएगा, व्हाट इज द पॉइंट. तो कीटा का वो जो क्रिएटिविटी है, आई वांट दैट इन फर्स्ट 45-50 मिनट्स ऑफ द गेम. उसके बाद आई नो क्या होगा कि ठीक है, हाफ टाइम हुआ और उसके बाद आई वुड लाइक टू हैव दैट इंटेंसिटी पम्प्ड इन अगेन, इन द गेम, जब थोड़ा टायर्ड हो गए, थोड़ा चेल्सी भी टायर्ड हो जाएगा, एंड देन आई वुड लाइक कि हेंडो आए एंड एकदम उस जील के साथ फिर से आके एंड जस्ट पुश द प्लेयर्स अगेन and get those 2-3 through balls, and जिससे कि Salah run बनाया, Mane run बनाया, and get us the goal if we need it to be. But yeah, I need that intensity again. कहीं वो intensity dial down ना हो जाए तब तक. So I would like, चाहे वो 60-61st minute कभी भी substitution करो, but we would need Hendo, especially in the last 30 minutes of the game, to have that control in the game, to have that communication in the game. So that's what I feel.
Nidhi, for you, Nidhi, like, I mean, I totally understand, because I think Naby Keita is a very popular pick for many in this game, just like Nitika was mentioning. But final है, कप्तान ठीक ठाक खेल रहा है, अच्छा ही खेलता है जब भी खेलता है, बट बहुत क्रिटिसाइज होता है जब वो खराब खेलता है. अगर थियागो खराब खेलता है तो इतना गाली नहीं पड़ता थियागो को. हेंडो 2 गलत पास दे देता है तो पूरा ट्विटर आग लगा देता है.
I just want to interrupt here. I want to say that I love Henderson. He's my captain. He's our captain. And
there's nothing, you don't have to justify that. I mean, listen, we follow your channel. We know that you are saying it because of a thought process, which is perfect.
I think it's otherwise.
No. I would start Hendo. But I understand why she would start Keita. I totally get it. But my counterpoint is, because I'm playing a devil's advocate here, Nidhi. Final में don't you want that leadership rather than creativity?
Is it?
Yeah. Sorry.
Nidhi, for you.
Yeah. See, I think that, of course, Henderson brings a lot to the table compared to a lot of players. He brings a lot of communication among players. However, this season, थोड़ा technical है. This season, whenever Henderson has played well, he has played well when he has played the number 6 role. If Fabinho starts, he cannot start there, right? That is what I would, and we have to make sure that we start this game fast. Midfield, maybe have to move the ball very quickly, and that's why I would at least start with Keita. Maybe in the second half bring Henderson on, and we can do that, right? If let's say we are slightly comfortable or things like that, or maybe if things go completely shit hits the fan, then you get Henderson to bachalo bhai, because he has saved us a lot of times this season including, right? So that's the reason. But I just feel that technically this game requires Keita.
Okay.
And we have a lot of captains in this team without the armband.
No, which is totally fine, which I totally agree with, Nidhi. But when Henderson is not there, it shows. But Ankit, we're talking about midfield. Nitika ने बहुत अच्छी बात बोली कि this game will be won or lost midfield battle. We play a high line, which I think everyone knows now, which we can get exposed by. But midfield will be the key. Kovacic का क्या सीन है? एंगोलो कांटे, आप उसको रेस्ट करोगे हमारे लिए? क्या सीन है तुम्हारा? मिडफील्ड क्या होगा?
अरे यार दान है यार, कम ऑन, आप पूछो और हो कैसे सकता है, कम ऑन. लेकिन यार, आई मीन, लाइक जोक्स असाइड, I actually buy that point जो नितिका ने बोला ना about Keita, क्योंकि if I'm not wrong, like it's a Chelsea thing जो मैं बोलता हूँ ना, lot of times there are certain players जो चेल्सी के साथ परफॉर्म करते हैं, और वो आई डोंट नो माइंडसेट में है कि क्या है. थियागो, आई रिमेंबर उसका डेब्यू गेम था क्या, जहां पर आई थिंक विद 10 मैन क्रिस्टियनसन डिसाइडेड चलो लेट्स गेट अ रेड कार्ड, कुंफू खेलते, एंड ही गॉट अ रेड कार्ड. उसके बाद थियागो आई डोमिनेटेड. Keita, I think he got a wonder goal. I think it was in that league winning
It was not.
match.
Yeah, different game. Yeah, different game.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Correct. So there are moments, or that is something that Chelsea की टीम इतनी चेंज नहीं हुई उससे, तो I can certainly buy that. लेकिन coming to Chelsea in midfield, Kovacic, हाँ डाउट था, लेकिन good part is Tuchel has said apart from Chilwell everyone is fit. अब whether those are mind games or whatever, I really don't know. Like that's again Tuchel. Honestly, मैं बोलना चाहूंगा यार, कोई भी बेटिंग का है in the comment section, I don't know anyone bets, trust me, you are the best better in the world. I'll change my name अगर आप करेक्ट 11 प्रेडिक्ट कर सको टुकल का. मैं ट्राई कर रहा हूँ एक साल से, मैं तो नहीं कर पाया. दिस गाय, आई डोंट नो व्हाट ही प्लेज. एंड कोवाचिच, यस, डिस्पाइट हिज इंजरीज व्हाटएवर, मैं खेलना चाहूंगा बिकॉज ऑफ दैट अगेन गोल दैट ही हैड, द वंडर गोल. लेकिन नॉट जस्ट दैट, he carries the ball forward. Ab you cannot have say Ziyech, who's also injured recently, him playing and Kovacic playing. So एक ही खेलेगा. For me, midfield, like Nitika said again, like it's about the midfield battle. Kovacic carries the ball forward. Jorginho का इतना I think form नहीं है. Plus in the past again, he has been beaten by the Liverpool midfield. There are times.
Yeah.
Kante, come on यार, and then he's got to play as long as he's fit. मतलब वो एक टांग पे भी आएगा तो खेलेगा. मतलब that's the reality check for you Liverpool fans, unfortunately. But yeah, we love watching him play. I'm sure you guys agree.
मजाक कर रहा हूँ, मेरे को पता है खेलने वाला है वो.
लेकिन हाँ, कांटे, कोवाचिच, इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगा कि यार फॉर्मेशन हो. फॉर मी, मैं चाहूंगा लेट्स एक्चुअली भीड़-भाड़ कर दे थोड़ा मिडफील्ड में, सो दैट वी आर एबल टू जस्ट विन द बॉल, क्योंकि अगेंस्ट लिल वी वर नॉट एबल टू डोमिनेट इन द फर्स्ट हाफ. तो इमेजिन लिवरपूल क्या कर देगी हमारा. रेनाटो सांचेज एक बंदा हम हिला दिया प्रॉपर, एंड वी नीड प्रॉपर मिडफील्डर. सो आई वुड हैव एक प्रॉपर इंग्लिश बॉय मेसन माउंट, तो उसको डालो मिडफील्ड में. तो 3 against 3, battle is on.
Battle is on. Battle certainly is on. Nidhi, you're on mute if you want to say something, but Nitika, how big a miss will Firmino be for us?
I think obviously I would love it अगर फर्मिनो होता, because वो क्या करता है ना, sometimes जिस तरीके से एक डिफेंडर को अपनी तरफ अट्रैक्ट करके कहाँ लेके चला जाता है, even though that's what we saw with Mane in that last match that we had, and I was shocked the way he was performing. That was beautiful. But चलो, that was one game biasness अगर मैं बोलूँ, वो recency wise बोल सकते हैं, but Firmino has been doing it time and again. He has been performing that false nine का role so well, and अगर हमको चाहिए, and we know the kind of centre backs that Chelsea has, they are like very rogue and rough kind of defenders. So there is Thiago Silva, Rudiger, Christensen, Azpilicueta. I don't know who's going to start, but then still it's very difficult to beat them because of very experienced players out there. So obviously this is something that I feel Firmino can do, that किसी को आउट ऑफ पोजीशन करके स्पेस क्रिएट कर दे और वहां से लुइस डियाज एक रन ले अच्छा सा एंड गोल हो जाए, या पास कर दे साला को एंड साला स्कोर्स. बट आई वुड लव समथिंग लाइक दैट हैपनिंग. सो ऑब्वियसली फर्मिनो इज गोइंग टू बी अ ह्यूज मिस इन द गेम.
Fair. I agree with that as well. I think Firmino would have started. Nidhi, ये देना है तेरे को, तेरा व्यू क्या है पटेल जी ने जो लिखा है?
यार, कर्टिस जोन्स, आई थिंक great player, but I think for this he would be a better option coming off of the bench. I think we need more solid players for this one, because Chelsea के midfield में कांटे है, Jorginho है, and Kovacic है. That's a bloody good midfield, right? So
Yeah.
Curtis Jones, I think we need a little bit more experience here.
तो सोच निधि, he plays with Henderson, Milner and Fabinho. सोच मतलब experience के नाम
full Brexit midfield.
वो बहुत अजीब हो, मतलब मिलनर तो ऑब्वियसली नहीं खेलेगा. ओके, मिर्जा जी ने लिखा है, अंकित, व्हाई डोंट यू आंसर दिस?
अरे ये तो मतलब पूरे हफ्ते यही बात की है, एडी चैनल में जा रहा हूँ, यही क्वेश्चन आ रहे मेरे लिए. लेकिन हाँ, मतलब मैं सर्टनली यहाँ एलैबोरेट करना चाहूंगा. अगेन मे बी मैं ओल्ड स्कूल है, पीपल बहुत ज्यादा बोलना मैं चुप हो जाऊंगा. लेकिन सर्टनली द फैक्ट बीइंग दैट दिस इज नो न्यूज फॉर मी. Lukaku, it has been blown out of proportions. Of course, वो बंदा बहुत ही bad form में in terms of the way he's playing, but he has got you goals. Recent games में what he wasn't doing last month में in the Club World Cup, I know against maybe not A grade teams, लेकिन let's be honest, we got to respect those teams as well. Yes, uh, you can say yeah, he's not in the game. लेकिन क्यों नहीं है game में? Because of the fact that other people are doing better than him. In the yesteryears, we remember Torres. Torres is someone that I very fondly remember. The fact that वो चैंपियंस लीग फाइनल में स्टार्ट नहीं किया was a very telling thing, knowing that what he was bought for and after what he did जो कैंप नो में किया था बार्सिलोना के साथ, right? So he didn't start that Champions League final, but he was an impact sub. He came on, he won the corner that Mata took, or Drogba got the equalizer. That is part of football, people. You can be the as the most expensive signing ever, लेकिन it is a season, it is a career. There are moments that आपको करना पड़ेगा. वो Shevchenko did it when Drogba was there. That is something that at Chelsea we are used to. It is just that अब social media world इतना ज़्यादा हो गया है कि things are blown out of proportions. And Lukaku more
क्या
recently,
बोल रहा है यार, वो खुलेआम बोला कि मेरे को इंटर की याद आ रही है. क्या
exactly,
बोल
मैं
रहा
उस पर ही आ रहा हूँ. तो
मतलब ये कहाँ blown out of proportion है ब्रो? वो
नहीं
अगर
नहीं, वो तो
इंडिविजुअल के बोल रहा है.
अरे मैं तो रैंट पर गया था मानस. आई सर्टेनली, मैं तो बोला है उसको निकाल दो. दैट इज हाउ एंग्री आई वाज. बट द फैक्ट दैट हाँ वो मीडिया के लिए अगेन दिखाने के लिए ही सेड सॉरी, यू कैन से दैट. लेकिन इवन मोर रिसेंटली, आई थिंक कपल ऑफ डेज अगो, देयर आर मोर रिपोर्ट्स सेइंग दैट वो बोल रहा है कि नहीं मैं इंटर वापस जाना चाह रहा हूँ. एंड वेयर ही इज again come out and said, him and his agent I think have again come out and I think Insta mein they have put a message, so which is good news. Tuchel wasn't aware of this, but like that is something that he has learned a lesson from that. Looks like it, at least from the looks of things. और अगर वो करे as an impact sub, imagine अगर वो आए from the bench and he actually scores a goal, gets an assist. I think maybe it's the start of things to come, at least for next season. इस season तो नहीं होने वाला unless he changes his mindset. That I agree. So and let's be honest, other people have done better. Havertz, he has been so underrated. I know you can say he's a clutch player, lekin yaar, the guy has to actually turn up in big games. So for me, it's about merit, and people deserve chances. Let them play.
I'll just want to add something here. I think why is it being blown out of proportion can be because he's a 100 million signing. So that's no like कुछ ऐसा नहीं है कि ऐसा ही छोटा मोटा अमाउंट है तो everybody would expect यार तुम्हारा 100 million signing कुछ तो करेगा, कुछ तो perform करेगा. We understand अगर performance wise नहीं होता because not everybody can adjust to the atmosphere of Premier League. I understand that. तो शायद इसीलिए भी out of proportion हो रहा है क्योंकि तुम इतना ज्यादा पैसा क्यों दे रहे हो अगर वो सेट ही नहीं हो पाया पहले लीग में. तुम पे इसलिए करोगे किसी के लिए जो आते ही सा परफॉर्म करे. चलो कीपिंग दैट असाइड, बट टुकल ने भी ये चीज बोला था अभी कॉन्फ्रेंस में that he's also so annoyed with this Lukaku वाला question every time. He said that if Lukaku was on bench, then so were 9 other players, the substitutes. Why is nobody talking about them? So obviously blown out of proportion बस उसी की वजह से है.
एक चीज मुझे एक और याद आई क्विकली. आई डोंट नो इफ यू गाइस रिमेंबर जब ड्रॉगबा आया था ना मार्से से, ट्रस्ट मी एज इवन चेल्सी फैन मैं बोल रहा हूँ, ही फ्रस्ट्रेटेड अस टू द कोर ऑन द पिच. बंदा मतलब टच नहीं हो.
How can you get frustrated when 2005 season when you had not achieved anything? The point is now Chelsea has achieved so much. You're champions of the world where you can have these sort of questions. When you had not won anything, don't get me wrong, it's a genuine question. But when you were when you were virgin to the concept of being so successful, how could you be so questioning of Drogba?
He actually went on record, Manas. वो just like Lukaku has said about Inter, he actually said about Marseille. Like he would give his life for Marseille and stuff like. Lekin वही, it's about social media, and that is how things were. But he performed on the pitch. He came back and he performed. That was the difference.
Fair.
All right. One question I have for everyone, and let's get back to the game a little bit. Nitika, I'll start with you. One or two, the biggest worry for you in terms of what are the Chelsea players that you are worried about? And same question for Ankit, same for Manas. I'll answer as well, of course.
Okay, if you're starting with me, I'm obviously very, very scared of Kante. Very scared of that guy in that midfield because I know when he gets the ball, the way he moves forward with the ball, and हम जिस तरीके से हाईलाइन खेलते हैं और बीच में थोड़ा स्पेस बन जाएगा because there are just going to be two, Virgil van Dijk and Matip or Konate, कोई भी लगा लो. there are going to be 2 center backs there, और इतना स्पेस क्रिएट हो जाएगा, अगर फबिन्यो वहां से बॉल डिस्ट्रॉय नहीं कर पाया, उनको एक स्पेस मिल जाएगा, वो स्पेस में एंटर करेंगे और भागेंगे, और कांटे अगर भागा साइड से या तो पुलिसिक भागेगा, जैसे हमने पिछले उनके मैच में गोल देखा, कुछ उस तरीके का गोल डेवलप हो सकता है, एंड देन वी हैव टू डिपेंड ऑन केलहर आफ्टर दैट, कि क्या केलहर वो चीज सेव कर पाएगा कि नहीं, इट्स नॉट एलिसन बेकर नाउ, तो दैट इज स्कैरी, दैट्स वेरी वेरी स्कैरी, क्योंकि क्या होता है ना, ओके एलिसन आजकल थोड़ा बहुत मिस्टेक कर देता है, वो वंडरफुल वाला सीजन जिसमें गोल्डन बूट सब कुछ वो जीता था, गोल्डन ग्लव सॉरी, वो वाला सीजन नहीं रहा, लेकिन still I feel very very confident when there is Alisson, and not taking anything away from Kelleher, he has been exceptional and brilliant, but still मुझे थोड़ा experienced goalkeeper पे ज्यादा I would have gone for in this match, I would have gone for Alisson Becker in this match, एक तो वो चीज मुझे काफी scary लगती है, that is Kante. Second thing that is very scary is their defense, the center backs. Thiago, Rudiger, मतलब consistency is the key for them, यार. That's what they have been doing. अगर हमारे center backs have been consistent, so have theirs. So if it's difficult for them to get a goal against us, it's difficult for us to get a goal against them as well. And गलती से, ये मैंने कल भी बोला था, गलती से रेड कार्ड हो गया, गलती से, फिर मुझे नहीं पता क्या होगा, फिर मैंने नहीं देखना है मैच, इट्स एज सिंपल एज दैट, क्योंकि मुझे पता है इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू वॉच लिवरपूल, ट्राई करते रहेंगे, कहीं यहाँ से शॉट, इधर से शॉट, उधर से शॉट, बट नहीं कन्वर्ट होता यार, मुझसे नहीं देखा जाता है. आई प्रे कि दूसरी टीम को कभी रेड कार्ड ना मिले हमारे अगेंस्ट, कि लेट देम प्ले, लेट देम कम आउट अ बिट, लेट देम ट्राई, लेट देम नो दैट इवन दे कैन गो हेड एंड गोल, यू नो, बट जब when they know कि यार हमको सिर्फ डिफेंड करना है, फिर पेनल्टीज पे जाके देख लेंगे कैपा बचाएगा, मेरे को उस मेंटालिटी से खेलना ही नहीं है. So that's what I don't want at all. These are the things that are scary for me.
Love back to you, man. To Pakistan, thank you so much for joining us. Nidhi, I'll take this answer because मैंने कोई चीज आंसर नहीं किया, मैं पूछा था काफी टाइम से. मेरे को like नितिका mentioned, कांटे तो है ही, मतलब वो तो किसी के अगेंस्ट भी वो डिफॉल्ट चेल्सी मैन ऑफ द मैच होता है. लाइक वो चेल्सी के लिए तो मैन ऑफ द मैच कल होने वाला है वापस, वी नो, लेट्स होप कि वो जीते. लुकाकू, काय हैवर्ट्ज की बात हुई, एक बंदा है जो रूडिगर करके है. रूडिगर मेरे को, ही इज अ प्रॉपर पेन. ओके, ही इज अ पेन. When he shows up, okay, he makes sure the entire backline shows up. His presence, you know, it's very you know, it spreads, it's very
It's rough, it's very rough,
yeah, and he's a fighter, you know, he's a fighter, and he's A, fighting for Chelsea, B, he's fighting for a new contract as well. So I think Rudiger won't be directly against Salah, वो left wing back जो भी होगा, but we'll see the duel of Rudiger versus Salah a lot of times during the 90 minutes, I think. And I always, obviously Salah did score that great goal at Stamford Bridge this season, but in general, I think Rudiger has been against Salah good. That is a battle, I think, which is going to be good to watch. Rudiger versus Salah, and Rudiger in general. Chelsea's backline, like Nilka mentioned, it's so solid. It's so solid. So yeah, if we can get the better of Rudiger, we have a good chance. Ankit, you want to go for it?
Yeah, matlab, it's interesting you pick, you know, about back line, and again, you know, hats off to Taimur, because talking about Liverpool का जो right hand side है ना पूरा, मतलब मैं तो बोलूँगा यार, that is something that I would be scared of in a sense, and I'll be honest there, क्योंकि imagine, I think Nitika का question क्या था about whom you want versus जो खेलेगा, तो I feel being a cup final, maybe Tuchel will be tempted by, you know, getting in Alonso. Imagine Alonso versus Salah, again talking about the league game match. It's about, you know, as in, again, no disrespect, like, let's get the facts right. It's maybe a cricketing analogy they do. It's maybe Alan Donald versus Inzi. That is what it is in terms of, you know, as in, there's absolutely no competition.
Listen, they
Salah
both are
is-
world class.
Come on, you have to,
Base.
you have
Acha,
to,
oh,
come on, you have to respect Alonso a little bit more, yaar, Ankit.
I mean, come on.
अरे exactly, that is why both are world class. Manas said it right. Both are world class. यहाँ पर भी both are world class. Alonso has his day. He is basically a top striker, best finisher. Lekin when it comes to pace, come on, let's be honest. Like, you know, I could run faster. Like, you know, and again, people, I can actually run fast. But yeah, just jokes aside,
For 90
another
minutes,
person.
For 90 minutes, you
Why
can
not?
run that
Why not?
fast.
Come on. Let's have it. Let's have it. Trent Trent Alexander-Arnold, right? Defensively, बहुत ही, you can say कि yeah, there are question marks, लेकिन offensively, the passes he makes on the right hand side, I'm not too sure if we'll be able to block that. We don't have that left-sided player who can do that. Probably Mason Mount at best at that position. I'm not seeing Pulisic being so good in terms of defense. So मुझे लगता है कि we'll be on the back foot from that side, and that's somewhere that I can see a goal coming. But yes, we have the shithousery king, that is Rudiger, like you people said, to kind of save us. और वो ही हो सकता है the saving grace, because Kante also, as much as he's absolutely fantastic, पूरे फील्ड में भागेगा, लेकिन his I think predominant area is the right hand side more recently. So I don't see us doing so well on the left hand side unless we just go with a shield of 4 with Malang Sarr being left back. So that is where I really feel the game will be won or lost, because like you guys said, midfield we look stronger, but we have clear opening for Liverpool. But I would actually ask you guys quickly, because for me Liverpool has always come across as a side जो बहुत obviously heavy metal football खेलती है, but it's about that counter attacking के लिए ideal side है. So don't you think like it's better for Klopp to kind of surprise Chelsea and actually hit on the break and just kind of sit back and because हम भी अच्छे नहीं हैं in terms of creating chances in the final third. So I think that could be the tactic. Don't you all think so?
I personally don't think we're going to change anything. We're going to play the way we play. We are where we are because of the way we play. There's no way it changes for a final. There's no way it changes for a final. As simple as that. If anyone else wants to add to that, it's just my opinion.
I think I absolutely agree. It's a big game. It's a big match. And अगर अब यहाँ तक पहुँच गए हैं, we would want to go till the end. And I don't think कहीं यार पहले मेरे को Klopp पे ऐसा लगता था बहुत stubborn हो जाता है sometimes with the decisions कि जब substitutes करने की बात आती थी पहले वो नहीं करता था. अब that we have the depth and squad, he has been doing brilliant substitutes. तो अभी जो depth मिला है, कुछ और players आए हैं, बहुत सही time पे बंदे का दिमाग चल रहा है substitutes पे. मतलब it's worth mentioning. Inter के अगेंस्ट गेम जिताया, नॉर्विच के अगेंस्ट गेम जिताया, जो भी लगा लो, ठीक है, अप्स एंड डाउन्स हर टीम के रहते हैं. आई डोंट थिंक दैट देयर आर गोइंग टू बी एनी चेंजेस. अगर 3 गोल्स भी मार दिए बहुत अलग बात है, 3-4 गोल्स नहीं आएंगे. ऑब्वियसली इट्स अ कप गेम, इट्स अ फाइनल मैच, ऑब्वियसली वो नहीं होगा, इट्स नॉट अ लीग गेम. बट आई थिंक दैट वी आर गोइंग टू अटैक. दैट इज हाउ वी प्ले एंड दैट इज हाउ क्लॉप इज गोइंग टू मेक देम प्ले टिल द एंड, टिल द 90th minute of the game. So I don't think there are going to be any changes.
Nidhi, your last comment on Chelsea threat क्या है भाई?
Look, obviously you guys have mentioned, and ये मैं पहले से बोल रहा हूँ, Kante taking the ball off that guy is near to impossible. But I'm also a little wary of Pulisic. That guy has pace. That guy has pace. We struggle with vertical balls behind our defense.
Yeah.
And that is one problem area that I see that Chelsea can exploit. There is some news about Robertson being not available. I don't know. I haven't read anything about that, but that is one player. Kante obviously, and then of course Thiago Silva. Look, if there is one defender in the Premier League that I think can be compared with Virgil van Dijk, it is Thiago Silva. Right. So right. So yeah, I mean, look, if you watch Chelsea, log Rudiger bolte hain because Rudiger na he's heroic on the eye. And this is not to take anything away from Rudiger, but the vision that Thiago Silva provides, the calmness that he provides, is much more important than what Rudiger does. Again,
bang on.
I'm not disregarding Rudiger's work. So those are the players that worry me. But of course, ये final है, and final is won by the team that scores. So defending is of course Kante, but I think we have to watch out for Pulisic.
All right, guys, we will wrap this up in the next 2 minutes. First of all, thank you so much, everyone who has tuned in. Please do subscribe to all the 3 channels, IndyCop, Almighty Blues FC, and Menace in the Monk. We promise you this is the last preview that we are doing because हम लोग ने इतना खिचड़ी किया है ये मैच के लिए already. So ये last preview है, मतलब ऐसा लग रहा होगा कि जिंदगी का आखिरी मैच खेल रही है लिवरपूल और चेल्सी, इतने preview हो गए. But सब लोग ने अलग-अलग जगह prediction दे दिया है क्या होगा.
ये जो प्रीव्यू है ना चेल्सी लिवरपूल का, ये हमारे चैनल्स का सबका सूर्यवंशम है, खत्म है।
अलग अलग चैनल में जा रहा है। बट गाइस, सो आई एम श्योर आप लोग ने सब जगह प्रिडिक्शन दिया है, सो मैं एक अलग प्रिडिक्शन मांगना चाहता हूँ। आई एम चैनलिंग माय इनर नितिका बिकॉज शी ऑलवेज डज समथिंग वेरी क्रिएटिव ऑन अ चैनल। एक चीज, एक प्रिडिक्शन जो बिल्कुल नहीं होने वाला मैच में, one thing that will certainly not happen. I'm going to start with it. I feel there will not be, I'm going to play it very safe, there will not be a penalty or a red card in this game. ये मैं ये मैं बोल रहा हूँ, ये नहीं होने वाला। फॉर ऑल यू नो, पहले मिनट में वापस किसी को पेनल्टी मिल गया, पर मेरे हिसाब से पेनल्टी या रेड ये गेम में नहीं होगा। ऐसा कुछ आउटलैंडिश चीज अगर किसको बोलना है, go for it. For all you know, later on ke liye it might be a funny clip. So one thing that will not happen. Anyone
I
wants to
will
go
say
first?
first. I'll say.
Yeah.
I think that referees are going to be very, very good in the match.
जो नहीं तो मतलब बहुत बहुत कंट्रोवर्सी होने वाली है मतलब।
Yeah. So I have a feeling that is going to happen. The referees are going to be so good in the match. So.
Yeah. Or we can see a 40-yarder from James Milner. Sorry, हाँ Ankit, you unmuted yourself.
नहीं, एक चीज तो पक्का है यार। आई थिंक लिवरपूल के साथ जो हुआ था 2 साल पहले एफए कप में, बार्कली स्कोर्ड एक आई थिंक 20 यार्डर। यार ट्रस्ट मी, स्टैम्प पेपर में लेके दिखता हो वो नहीं होने वाला। बार्कली नहीं स्कोर करेगा। एज मच एज मैं आई वुड लव इट वो स्कोर करे एंड उसका मार्केट वैल्यू बढ़े। यार प्लीज भाई साहब, हो गया, टाइम हो गया बस। बार्कली प्लीज।
बाकी अभी तो चेल्सी में खेल रहा है, मेरे को पता नहीं था। एनीवे निधि, do you think something's going to happen which is outlandish?
Oh, so the question is something's good. I thought you were asking
Not
कि
going
जो
to
नहीं
happen. Not going to happen. Something's not going to happen.
the referee is having a good game. It's not going to happen. मतलब वो बहुत मुश्किल है, स्पेशली विद लिवरपूल चेल्सी। इट इज गोइंग टू बी, मतलब कुछ तो वो गड़बड़ करेगा। आई मीन ये दिस इज, आई फील
Someone's now going to slip.
How can you even say that? How can you even say that?
Guts.
Self-deprecation is the best form of humor. Always remember that.
You can't even say that.
Say it before someone else says it. Always remember that.
No. I just don't want to remember that. Why did you even bring that up here? Come on.
All right, guys. So this was Ankit, this was Nitika, this was Nidhi, and this was Manas. And this is Menace the Monk. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning into this live. Really, really appreciate it. The League Cup final, the Carabao Cup final. I think 10 p.m. is the kickoff. And yeah, let's hope that the red team wins. See you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Up the Reds. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Up the Reds.